Have you feel like giving up, like you had enough? You're going through a difficult situation and you just don't know what else to do. You are in the right place, and this video is for you. Hello and welcome to Messages of Love and Peace. My name is Carolina Duarte. I am a book author and an inspirational speaker. And today's topic is do not give up. Don't give up. And I have actually 3 tips and a bonus one for you to do in moments when you feel like giving up. And I completely relate to that because I've been in situations in many times in my life, especially this year, that I feel like it's too much. I'm feeling like giving up. I've done everything I could, or I'm tired of the situation not changing regardless of how much I work or how much I do. So if you are going through a difficult situation, I understand, and we're all different, and some situations are more difficult than others, but we all have our story and we all have our journey, and I hope these 3 tips are going to help you overcome that, help you to have peace and just not give up. So the first tip I have for you is to practice gratitude. Have the habit of having of serving and being grateful for what you have. I know when we're going through a difficult time, sometimes it's very, very hard to focus on the good. But gratitude does exactly that. Think about for a second, what are you grateful for? Yes, I'm giving you time to think right now. What are you grateful for? Think about one thing. And if you feel like it, leave it in the comments. Express it. Write it down. That is so important. Have a journal where you write down everything you're grateful for. Gratitude has that beautiful magic that helps us and realize and open our eyes of the things that are going right, the things that are right in our life. When we're going through a difficult situation, it's very easy to focus on whatever is going wrong, and sometimes it becomes the center of our lives. And I can attest that, and I completely could relate to that because it has happened to me that a problem, a situation becomes the center of my life, and it's like a big black cloud blocking the sun on a beautiful day. That's how sometimes I feel that problem is. But the good thing is that there is still a sun, there is still a blue sky. So we just have to stay away from the thoughts of the problem for a second and think about the things that we're grateful for. And there's so many. And sometimes when we are so trapped in that black cloud, we forget and we don't see the wonderful things that we have. We take them for granted, or we forget that they're there. Or we are so caught up on our own difficulties that we don't see it. But I encourage you to take a few minutes every day and write down the things that you're grateful for. Take the time to do that, and trust me, you're gonna see a change in how you feel. You're gonna see a change on how you see things. And I'm not saying things are gonna get easier or difficulties are gonna go away just because you're grateful, but how you feel about your life, how you feel about everything else could change because you're giving yourself the opportunity, the chance to focus on the good as well. You're leaving yourself aside from everything that is not going right to focus on the beautiful things that you have in your life. You may be thinking, oh, you don't know what I'm going through. You have no idea. There's nothing right going on in my life. And trust me, I've been there. This year I had a difficult health issues with me, and then my mom had health issues, and she still does. She's still in recovery. And trust me, there were times when everything was so uncertain. We didn't know what was going on. We weren't sure how much longer it will take her for her to heal, and she's still healing. And there were times when I lost hope and I was desperate. I felt like I was attacked from everywhere I looked. I was like, oh my God, there's so much going on at the same time. I can't take it. It's too much. But when I start focusing on the things that were right, that I have things in my life that were right, even though it was very hard for me to see, and sometimes I did not want it to take the time to do it. But it made a huge change when I paused, took the time with a big effort to write down what I was grateful for. So take the time. Trust me, it's going to help you a lot. Now I'm going to go to the second tip, and it's to reach out to the people you have around you. Sometimes it's true, we don't have the best supporters in our lives, and the people closest to us sometimes are not the best people to get support from. But sometimes they are. Sometimes you're blessed and you have a great support system around you. But try to find that one person, even if it's just one person that can help you, one person that you can talk to, one person you can reach out and they could understand what you're going through. That will be a great way to find support. Find support in a community. Go to church. Find support in church if you belong to a church community or any other community that you're part of. Try to find support in their community. There are many support groups available for different situations that people are going through. That could be something that you can think of. But look for a support system that you could currently find in your life. And this is why I created this community. I want it to be open for people to feel safe, to feel able to be vulnerable and share their difficulties, share their wins, share their miracles, share their weaknesses. So this is a community we can feel free to share. If you want to reach out, let me know. I can let you know there in the comments. I can leave a Facebook group that I started creating, and it's growing very slowly, but I want that to become a space where people can feel safe and supported. So if you have the opportunity to reach out to someone in your life, to a community that you already belong, or if you want to be part of our Facebook group, you're welcome to, but reach out to someone who you can talk to, who you can express yourself, and just be open about it and share your difficulties, because it's very hard sometimes when we don't have someone to reach out to, we don't have a person to reach out to, and is very lonely, and sometimes we don't want to feel vulnerable and we don't want to show that we're not strong enough. Sometimes that's me. I don't want to show that I'm not strong enough. Especially I talk about faith and I talk about being strong and trusting God, and when my faith is weak, or I get moments when I'm like, is God really listening to me? For me, it's very strong. It's very difficult to share that, because I talk about faith. It's like, oh, she must have a perfect faith, because she's constantly talking about our faith and how to stay strong with our faith. But that's not true. Sometimes I have those difficult moments, and it's important to have someone to share them with, someone to talk to them to about those difficulties. So think about who you can talk to within your community, within your family, who can be that person, or friends or co-workers or people from church, whatever it is. Try to find someone you can talk to when you feel like you are going through a difficult situation. The last topic I want to talk about is to leave everything to God. When we are going through difficult situations, there are things that are in our hands that we can do, but there are things that we can take charge, and we have to do them, that we must take action if we are. And there are other things that are completely out of our hands. So I suggest take a moment and think about what is in your control. What can you take action right now? What can you do to start getting out of that difficult situation, to improve it, to make it better, to get out of it? Whatever it is. But if it's out of your hands, understand what things are out of your hands and accept it. Sometimes it's very hard. We want to fight it and we want to finish the difficult situation and we want to get it over with, and we don't want to keep feeling that way. But there are some things that you definitely don't have control over. So you leave those things in God's hands. And when you do that, you feel the peace that brings, because you know you are giving everything to Him for Him to handle. So at a moment of prayer, if you do any moment of prayer or any moment of during your day when you're frustrated, when things are really bad, or you had a fight or whatever, or they give you bad news or whatever it is, just pause for a second, take a deep breath, and let it out and say, God, I leave all this in your hands. I accept that I have no control over that, and I leave it in your hands. Rephrase it however you feel. Just feel it in your heart. Make sure you feel it deep in your heart so you can really, really feel like you're leaving everything in His hands. So I hope these tips help you if you are interested in getting, because sometimes it's hard to leave things in God's hands. And I have kind of a meditation affirmations that will help you do that. So if you're interested, there's going to be this video right here. It will be the next video for you to watch. It's a very short video, but it will help you. So whenever you're going through a difficult situation, you just put on that video and it will help you internalize and just guide you through leaving things in God's hands. So watch that one next and see you there.